Thursday, April 9th, 2020. I've been in quarantine at my parents' house for at least too damn long now. Toilet paper supply is optimal, but my patience is slowly dwindling. Hello everybody, it's Hayden from Neptune the Mystic, and this video is long overdue. So like I said earlier, I'm staying with family during the quarantine, and with nothing else to do, I finally have time to show you guys my updated Neptune the Mystic guitar rig featuring the BeastMonster 3. So I've been using this board in its current state ever since summer of 2019, but I've been using the individual components of this rig, the FX8 and the various pedals and other stuff, since at least January of that year, hence why I say this video is long overdue. I also have a new guitar that I purchased even earlier than that, October of 2018. So basically I'm going to show you guys my new pedal board, then I'm going to play my new guitar through my new pedal board and show you guys how it all works. I really don't have high hopes for this stool, especially since it looks like it's been repaired with Gorilla Glue. So I'm going to try and do this without going into too much detail on how the FX8 technically works, because you can watch all kinds of tutorial videos online about how to use an FX8, but I'm just going to show you how I have it set up. First of all, when you turn on the unit, it immediately shows you a preset called Sound Check. Now this is a preset I created to be just like a standard pedal board, so that if I want to turn it on and just mess around, or if I want to literally sound check, or even do some songwriting, I can turn on this preset and we've got a drive pedal, a phaser, a graphic EQ, which I use as a solo boost, a chorus, a flanger, a delay, and a reverb. Other than that, almost every single preset on this board is set up for an individual Neptune the Mystic song. For example, we have Third Eye, Dead End, Love and Pain, L26, Reset. You get the idea. Now these two pedals right here are a wah pedal, a spring-loaded wah pedal, which I have set up for pretty much every patch in the FX8, even though I don't always use wah. I just want it there just in case I want to make some wah sounds. And this one is a global dedicated volume pedal, so I can do volume swells no matter what patch I'm using. I also have my whammy pedal still on the board because I don't like the pitch shifting or harmonizing or whammy effects built into the FX8. I've messed with all the different low and high pass filters, and I've tried it in different circumstances, and I just cannot get a convincing sound out of it, hence why I have the whammy pedal on the board. Really cool thing is though, I have the whammy pedal plugged into the FX8 with a MIDI cable, which means whenever I switch states or presets, I can switch the settings in the whammy pedal if I set it up on the computer ahead of time. Alright, so I'll go ahead and show you guys what this thing sounds like. First of all, I'm on the red channel, the gain channel on my amp, and I've got the effects, all the effects disengaged. So what I'm going to play for you is just going to be the tone going through the amp, and that sounds like this. Then if I turn on the FX8, disengage the bypass, I've got a tube screamer emulation in the drive pedal, a delay and a reverb on, and that's going to sound like this. Because I like to use delay at the tempo of the song, that's why I have the FX8 set up with one patch per song. So I have foot switch 1 set up to toggle the amp back and forth between the drive and the clean channel. So I'm going to switch it to the clean channel and bypass all of the effects that just turned on, so I can just show you the straight clean sound. Now if I engage all the effects that just turned on, we have a phaser, chorus, and flanger that switched on when I toggled the scenes, and these are all set up very subtle. So in other words, you're not going to hear much of a difference, but what you will hear will add a little bit of characteristic to the clean sound. In fact, there is actually a little bit more chorus in there than I remember. I did bump up the chorus a little bit. I should also mention I turned on the coil split on this guitar. This guitar is really awesome. I haven't even talked about it yet. This is my Chapman ML2, and I absolutely love the way it plays, the way it feels, and the way it looks. It looks really cool on stage, and that's part of the reason why I got it. It definitely fits with the Neptune the Mystic aesthetic. All right, like I said, the phaser, the chorus, and the flanger are turned on in the clean state. but they're set very subtle. If I were to go back to the drive state and turn on the chorus, for example, you'll hear that it's a lot more obvious, basically. Foot switch number 4 is the graphic EQ. It's a 10-band EQ, which I have set up with the mids boosted, and I have it placed in the effects loop, so that it not only boosts the mids, but it literally makes everything louder. Here, I want to show you something really interesting. If I go up to preset number, I don't remember what preset it was, but Cathartic. I'm going to show you how I use the preset for Cathartic. This is kind of interesting. So Cathartic is set to 100 BPM with a dotted eighth note delay. This song opens with me playing a very large open E chord and then using the volume pedal to slowly bring it down. Gentry's keyboards then come in to fill out the space that I leave behind, and then before the chorus hits, I hit state 2, which engages the tremolo and the solo boost that you heard earlier, and then I hit the E chord and slowly bring the volume back in. State 3 is just the boost for the solo. And like I said, while I don't use wah on every patch, I still have the wah set up for every patch just in case. For example, if I wanted to wah over the solo, let's see, what else is there that I can show you? I can probably show you plug. That one's actually kind of fun. The plug preset is actually a great example of how the FX8 has severely helped me perform live. So plug is actually divided into 4 states, the first one of which is a clean sound with a little bit of tremolo. The second one is the same thing, but just without the tremolo. States 3 and 4 are my drive tone, so there's actually a part where it switches from the suspended chords. On the bridge pickup, and then select state number 3. And then there's a part where the guitar actually turns to a baritone guitar, tuning-wise, and I achieve that by switching on state 4, which turns on the whammy pedal for me, and it sounds like this. Now before I got the FX8, I used to have to bend down and twist the setting knob on my whammy pedal until I got the right setting, which is very difficult to do when you're playing in a venue with little to no light. You can't see anything. So that's why I love having it all pre-programmed ahead of time, so I just press a button and it does it automatically first time. It does it automatically correctly first time, every time. Oh my gosh, that was a bit of a tongue twister. Alright, well that's about everything I have to show you guys. I mean, it's really as simple as that. It seems like it would be a lot more complicated, but basically, the point of this rig isn't to be super complicated and overbearing, but to be simple and to come up with simple solutions for what would otherwise be complicated problems. So the reason I built this board in the first place was basically to have a rig that I would no longer need to upgrade, really. In other words, I would no longer need to upgrade the power supply or get a bigger board every time I wanted to add a new pedal or anything like that. And this solves that problem very nicely. This rig solves that problem very nicely, and I absolutely love it. The only downside, I don't know if you can tell in the GoPro footage, but the only downside is that it is very, very big. It's literally 3 feet wide by 1.5 feet deep, and it's heavy. Carrying this thing around is not fun, but it's definitely worth it so I can get any tone I could want, any type of pedal board I could ever want, right at my feet. It's an extremely useful songwriting tool, as useful as it is a live performance tool. And I don't know if I'll ever upgrade to anything bigger or better or fancier or smaller or anything like that in the future. For a while, I was actually considering going rack and investing in an Axe Effects. But a friend of mine turned me on to the FX8 and basically said that's basically what you need, because you know you don't use amp modeling, you have a real amp and you just want to do the effects modeling. That's basically what the FX8 does, and it does it very, very well. So I don't know that I'll ever change this rig in the future. I really don't have any plans for it, and I really hope I don't. But yeah, I absolutely love this thing, and hopefully I'll get many years of use out of it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. And because I'm so obsessed with pedals and pedal boards, I've decided to go ahead and make a video showcasing the history of my pedal board from the past decade. Basically, it's just going to be a slideshow going through all the different iterations of my pedal board ever since I started building them in 2010, and showing the iterations of the BeastMonsters 1, 2, and 3 and how I got to where I am today. I think you'll like it, so definitely keep an eye out for that in the future. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching, and stay safe.